leg press, or hack squat movement. The quads do most of the work in the upper range of motion, down to the point where your knee is bent at about 90 degrees. As you go lower, the hamstrings take over and bear the brunt of the effort. But it's the lowest part of the range of motion, where your knees are bent to the maximum and pressed right up against your chest, that the glutes are called upon to do the majority of the work. Leg routine number 1. Barbell squats. 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Incline leg press. 4 sets of 10 reps. Hack squats. 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Leg extensions. 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Leg curls. 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps.
For me, I do need to put more effort into my legs than the other parts of my body. I get real lean in my upper body, where my lower body is just a little bit slower. It just likes to hold the muscle and maybe a little bit more fat compared to the other ratios in my body.
If I'm training my legs twice a week, I'll train them heavy the first time and then light the second time. This way I'm able to maintain the size that I have but shape what I have and make it more prettier. So the first day I would do my bulk exercises, which are the squat and the leg press. And on my lighter days I would do my shape exercises like my leg extensions and lunges.
Leg routine number 2. Smith machine squats. 4 sets of 10 reps. Machine leg press. 4 sets of 10 reps. Lunges. 4 sets of 12 to 15 reps each leg. One leg curls. 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps each leg. Stiff leg deadlifts. 4 sets of 10 reps.
In the beginning, back in 1986, Rich Gaspari came out with these impressive cut glutes that nobody else had. Now that's commonplace. People around the world, amateurs and professionals, are now getting these striated glutes. Renel Jean-Vier and Andreas Munter, it's very impressive if you have it.
When I'm trying to gain more size, I will cut my workouts down. So if I'm concentrating on size, I'll train my legs once a week. Whereas if I'm pre-contest, say, or if I'm trying to put more shape into the legs, then I'll train them twice a week.
When you start training, it's very important to train the legs from the beginning, because if the upper body gets more developed and the legs get behind it, it's very hard to catch up. And that's why I train the legs from the beginning and keep the body parts equal in shape from the beginning.
The function of the deltoid muscles of the shoulder is simply to lift the arm. The deltoids are a 3-headed muscle with 1 head located in the front, 1 at the side, and 1 at the rear. These 3 heads, in combination with the fact that the shoulder joint is the most mobile in the body, allow the deltoids to rotate the arms a full 360 degrees. Unfortunately, though it is the most mobile, the shoulder joint is the least stable. Therefore, shoulder training has to be done carefully to avoid injury.
The three-head deltoid muscle covers the shoulder joint ventrally, dorsally, and laterally. It flexes, extends, and rotates the arm medially and laterally. The military press is the most traditional of shoulder exercises. Individuals have probably been lifting objects overhead to develop and demonstrate strength since the dawn of history or before. You can picture cavemen hefting logs and rocks overhead to show off their physical prowess. The exercise is simple. After cleaning the weight or taking it off a rack, press it upward from shoulder height to full extension overhead. Then lower it back to the starting position. One important variable is how wide you grip the bar. You need a wide enough grip to work the shoulders without too much participation on the part of the triceps. Too narrow a grip tends to involve too much triceps rather than concentrating fully on the shoulders. Lifting a weight overhead, balance and coordination are extremely important. Lift the bar smoothly and under full control. Never jerk or throw the weight around.
When you're doing front presses or military presses, you're working more on just your front head of your delts when you're working out. Then when you get to use dumbbells, you get more freedom of motion to work, each arm individually, plus you can rotate the arms in different ways. We can get a different feel on the deltoid, working the side and also the front.
One of the things you run into is shoulders. Some people start to get a sharp pain inside their shoulder, and they say, gee, I can't work my shoulders anymore. What you may want to try and do is switch to dumbbells and just slightly change the biomechanics of how you're lifting and moving the weight up and down. And you may find that angle that'll work for you that will still allow you to train your shoulders very effectively.
Dumbbell presses allow you to work each side of the body independently, so that each side is forced to work with full intensity. The action of the deltoids is actually a rotary one. That is, they lift the arm in a semicircular arc, pivoting from the shoulder joint rather than straight up and down. This is why you need to use a fairly wide grip when doing a barbell press. Otherwise, the deltoids aren't able to produce the rotary motion for which they're designed. But you don't have this problem doing dumbbell presses. As you do the exercise, think of lifting the dumbbells in a slight arc on the way up and lowering them through the same arc on the way down. This ensures that you will be utilizing the rotary action of the deltoids and keeping the shoulders fully involved in the lift, rather than allowing the triceps to supply too much of the effort. As with any dumbbell movement, for maximum safety and effectiveness, take extra care to concentrate on controlling and balancing the weights throughout the entire range of motion of the exercise. Behind the neck presses are a very strict form of barbell press. When you do this movement seated on a bench, there's almost no way you can cheat or recruit extraneous muscles to help with the lift. So you should rely on strict technique and form doing this movement, rather than trying to use it as a mass and strength exercise. The behind the neck press is very popular with a great many bodybuilders, and it can be very beneficial to the development of your deltoids. However, rotating the shoulders to the rear like this puts them under a lot of additional stress. So be sure not to use too much weight in this movement when you first begin doing it. And if behind the neck presses cause you any shoulder pain, you should consider substituting some other exercise in your shoulder training program.
I prefer doing behind the neck presses, but I've had a lot of problems with behind